don't trust YouTubers. When it comes to reviews on products, don't trust them. We got a lot to talk about in this video. Something I need to get off the top of my head. So in this video, I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion around a topic that I feel like needs to be talked about. And this is an open discussion. I want you guys to, freely comment below, but obviously be kind below. And this is something that's kind of been on the back of my head. And actually, Marques Brownlee, MKBHD, I don't know if you know him, he has a really brilliant tech channel. He has a podcast. He even has an autofocus channel, which is based on, reviewing cars, essentially. It's a fantastic platform that he has, but when it comes to being a YouTuber or an influencer as such, he has a lot of pull when it comes to almost, reviewing a product, and if he does a bad review, that could really reflect badly on the company and essentially make the company go broke. And one of the main ones was actually the Fisker, which essentially is like a car that he did a review on and had like 5 million views. And there are a lot of companies out there saying that, he was paid to do a negative review on this car so other car companies could, take advantage of it. But after that review, it seemed like a couple of weeks later, the stock prices completely plummeted. And essentially, they're filing for bankruptcy, which everyone is saying they're blaming MKBHD for, tanking this company. But the biggest thing is that it's not necessarily the bad review that's tanking this company. It's the bad product that's tanking this company. Because, it won't necessarily get bad reviews and a brilliant product. It's kind of like there are multiple bad reviews about a bad product, which in turn makes the company go bust or makes the company fail because of a bad product. And personally, I've done this before. If you've seen the Moen camera by Gudson on my channel, I ripped into that because I thought it was a completely terrible product and no one should buy it. There were so many issues with it. Essentially, it was just like the mimic of the Osmo Pocket 1 or the Osmo Pocket 2 at the time. And the Osmo Pocket 1 or 2 was completely better in every single way. The image quality was incredible. It's like, why would you buy this really terrible third-party product that was clearly a complete rip-off? And they made it worse. And I had it in my hands and I had to tell you guys because I didn't want you guys to spend any money on this product. It was terrible. And there's been a couple of products that have been very similar where there are some downsides. Not necessarily the whole product has been bad, but there's been downsides, and I've told you about those downsides. Cameras that overheat, but solutions for overheating problems, or that camera wasn't specifically designed to shoot 5 hours straight. It's not what those are designed for. And if there are clear design flaws, I'm going to be telling you about that because it really comes down to integrity and telling the truth around these particular products. And I think one of the most recent ones was actually the Sirui sniper lenses. Like when it comes to the autofocus on those things, they were not reliable at all. And I feel like my review was extremely fair. And there was only one other person that did a very similar review to me, and that was Arthur. He has a brilliant channel, and he said his copies were very bad as well. And there were like dozens of other YouTube channels that did not point out any of these issues. And that brings me to my next point. This was on my Instagram, and they're like, oh, I'll actually wait till real reviews actually come out and, see if I actually want to buy the product. And I actually take quite offense to that because they're pretty much saying that any YouTuber that has an embargo product can do any kind of real reviews because it's under an embargo and they don't have full real opinions because they're not purchasing the product themselves. But this is where some of it is actually kind of true because there are some YouTubers that will skim over the product and not go over the full product and show the disadvantages that a particular product could actually have. But this is where you need to watch multiple videos and take what you need out of those videos and, apply it to your particular situation. And in my particular situation, this is where I will take a product and I will actually utilize it on a professional shoot or at least on a creative project and not just sit in my studio and just do basic stuff. I will try not to do that kind of stuff. I'll really try and push the limits and test this in an actual situation. And these are the videos that you really need to consider watching. And I guess that's where there are some YouTube videos that completely skim over the edge, don't put it into a professional situation, and really just talk about the product, and that's pretty much it. And I think one of the hardest things about actual embargoed products is that for my use case, we have to physically use the product as, let's say, a full camera. We have to use that camera and test it in so many different situations without watching anyone's reviews. We are literally the first people to have this particular product and to do a review on it. And you have no idea how hard that is. We're not the people that get to watch Gerald Undun's videos. We're not the people that get to watch Cam Mackey's videos and study it and see what they're doing and then go buy it and then make a review of it because we've seen those reviews. We literally have nothing to watch. So we have to make a video about that particular product. And if we miss something, we miss something. We miss something all the time. I miss something all the time. I'm not a perfect reviewer, but I'll give my honest opinion on a particular product and as much informed information as I can, and then show it to you guys. And this is another topic that I want to discuss as well, is that the Pixis 6K has, rocked the internet at the moment, especially when it comes to the YouTube realm. And there are a lot of people outside the YouTube realm on Facebook groups, and some of those YouTube groups are actually really bad-mouthing a couple of YouTubers for selling their Red Komodo X and wanting to buy the Pixis 6K. And I really am getting annoyed at that, because I don't feel like that's fair, because they're saying that those YouTubers are just YouTubers, they're not real filmmakers. But some of those are incredibly talented, far more talented than me, and they're getting attacked. So I kind of feel attacked as well, because I post content on YouTube. So am I a YouTuber? Or is everyone who posts content on YouTube a YouTuber? Should they feel attacked that their reviews don't count? And don't worry, I'm not buying the Pixis 6K, doesn't fit my workflow. I've got the FX6, that's more than enough camera for me, and the Red Komodo X. But I feel it's extremely unfair to really attack a couple of these YouTubers for selling their Red Komodo and wanting to buy the Pixis 6K because it suits their particular situation and it solves a problem. That's essentially what these tools are for, is that it solves a particular problem that they're having with a camera that they already have. Or some of those YouTubers are able to hire the Red Komodo X for particular jobs at a certain price and don't necessarily need to own it, because a lot of professional DOPs and cinematographers don't actually own cameras. They hire these cameras in and get the job done that way. But what we're trying to do here is give you a general idea of what a particular product looks like, how a particular product works, and using it in our use case. And some of these Facebook groups are really saying, oh, they're just YouTubers. The funny thing is that a lot of YouTubers out there with very minimal subscribers that are incredible filmmakers. And this is what you don't want to be doing, is talking down to them, because they could actually be better than working professionals. And they could actually be working professionals themselves. And they just happen to be on YouTube. That's how I classify myself. I am a working professional first, then I jumped on YouTube. That's kind of how it works. And if you are trying to diversify your income and teach people your knowledge, this is a brilliant platform to do it on. And this is where it comes back in full circle. And should you trust YouTubers? Well, yes, everyone has a voice and everyone has a valid voice, but there are some voices that you shouldn't necessarily listen to as much, but at least take their opinion and move on to the next one. Don't just watch one YouTuber, watch a whole bunch of YouTubers. Take their opinion and compare it to other people's opinions and see if it's going to apply to your particular situation, if it's going to be perfect for you. We're not literally grabbing your hand, clicking the mouse and buying the camera for you. You don't have to buy a camera or a piece of gear because we told you to buy it. Just hold back, sit back, relax, and just watch the reviews and see if it's going to be good in your particular situation. But yeah, anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know them, and your opinion is absolutely valid. But thanks for listening to my somewhat rant, but I had to get it off my chest. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it.